Welcome. Gold Day Trading, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 2. So today I'm going to take a brief look at gold. It should not be too long. I will start with its Ichimoku cloud, and then I switch to its latest Elliott wave count. The Elliott wave count on gold is quite complicated because we have a triangle inside of a triangle inside of a triangle. And since gold did rise quite sharply yesterday, I had to relabel it in that manner. So I'm going to talk about that count because it's quite complicated, and I will try to explain it to you as clearly as I can. And that being said, I will start with my disclaimer as always, so that you are aware that there are risks involved in trading. Here's my disclaimer. The link is in the description, and my risk warning. And I take a brief look at my services so that you know what you can get from me. So I offer a really great service for an extremely low price right now. In the future, that price might rise. So right now it's low also because I'm not really interested in making money out of it. I'm more interested in teaching and having private clients who I can follow and help around. That's more motivating me than the money. But in the future, the price might rise, especially now since you get live Elliott wave updates, not only on BTC, but also on US stocks and gold. So that's really a lot you get for your $20 a month. On gold, you get at least 1 to 3 updates. Most of the time it's around 5, maybe 8. And on gold, on stocks and gold, it's only once a day, but stocks and gold move less fast than Bitcoin. So 1 update a day is enough for gold and stocks. If you want to join, you have to become a member of my free Telegram group, which is in every case recommended, even if you don't want to be a client of mine, but you only want to be a member of the free Telegram group, then it is recommended to have a second way of communicating with me. So it is recommended to join the free Telegram group. And once you're in there, if you want to become a member of my private channel and receive live Elliott wave updates, then you let me know and I give you the instruction how to become a member. On top of the live Elliott wave updates, you also get Ichimoku, entry, exit, and trading stop loss points. So that's extremely useful if you are a trader and if you have to do risk management. Your means of payment are either crypto, then it goes direct to my crypto address and you get the service for 20 USD a month. Or if you don't want to learn how to use cryptos and you want to make a fiat payment, then you can use PayPal. But in that case, it's 30 USD a month since you will send money to a third party who will buy with your USD fiat cryptos and send them to my crypto address. So that's your possibilities if you want to become a member. And now that being said, I'll jump into the charts of gold. So as I told you, I'm going to start with Ichimoku on gold. So Ichimoku on gold did give you an entry point. Let me just see if I can move my tool around. Unfortunately, I have to move my face first. Now I can move my tool. Now let's put my face back in the corner. Okay, so here on Ichimoku, you would have got an entry point, if I'm not mistaken. You always have to check a live, not as I do it in the past. But you would have got an entry point on, let me see, either this candle or that one. It doesn't really matter which one you take. I'm trying to think which one is more probable, but I can't tell you. So let's choose the most optimistic one. So you would have got an entry point here, an indication to go long on that candle. And your entry point would have been the candle that follows it, because it would have been the highest candle above the highest 9 candle. So you would have got, let me explain it to you again. You would have got an entry point here, but yeah, you would. Here, you would have got the signal to go long, because I think that here your future Kumo was green. That's what I think. Huh? You have to check it when you get the signal. Around here, your lagging span, I mean your Chico, would have been clear of price and above price, and your Kichuin and Tenkan would be below. Tenkan bigger than between and below price. So all the conditions would have been fulfilled to go long. So when you get a clear signal, you enter on the next candle that goes above 9 candle high. And here the 9 candle high would have been the outbreak candle. But let's follow that trade and see what would have happened if you would have taken that trade. Well, you would have probably get stopped out. Would you have got stopped out? Yes, probably here, because on that candle, somewhere here, you would have got stopped out. So it would have been a winning trade, but not much. You would have got stopped out because you would have dropped below the Kichuin and your stop loss would have got triggered. So you would have made a little money, but not much. And you could have taken a new entry point once all the conditions were fulfilled again. And that would probably be here. And then you would have entered above the 9 candle high, which would have been this candle. Because I think if you count back, it would have been 9 candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's right. It would have been the 9 candle, and the 9 candle would have been the high candle. So you would enter above that candle. We take that away and put you again a sign to go long. You would have entered here. And right now you would be in that trade and your stop loss would be at break even. Since you would put a stop loss below the Kichuin and your Kichuin is here. So you would be a little below your stop loss, just a little below your stop loss. Since the Kichuin is here and your stop loss would be a little below it. So you would be a little below break even right now. If you follow the Ichimoku rules. Now, would I have taken that trade? No, I would not, because at that time, the Elliott wave count was not bullish, not even on the short term. So I could not have taken that trade. But if you did, you still would have made a little money, and right now you would be close to break even if you did follow those trading rules. So you can use Ichimoku without Elliott wave. I like combining them because it gives me high probability trades, but you can do it also without. So if you don't want to look at Elliott wave, or you don't like it, or you find it too complicated, or you don't care about high probability trades, but you simply want to trade, then you can do it. I think you will get more losing trades, and you have to make up for those losing trades with winning trades. So that's the issue, but it's not impossible. There are traders who only use Ichimoku. Now, that being said, I will take a look at the complicated Elliott wave count we have right now. So let me switch and talk about the Elliott wave count on gold. So since gold did rise sharply, and I tell you why when I zoom in, I had to change the labeling. Now I still see a triangle, an A, B, and a C wave, But before I did put the D wave that I now put here, I did put it here. Okay, so I've changed the place of the D wave. Instead of putting it here, I've put it there. And that's because we went higher. And I will show you on lower time frame. So every wave has 3 waves in it. Here you have an A, B, C. Here you have an A, B, C. And now you get a very complicated wave B. So your wave B stops. Here you have your wave A, and your wave B stops here. And that's a very, I hope you can see that here you have a wave B. When I will zoom in, you will see it more clearly. But it's a very complicated wave B because it's a triangle. So you have an A, B, C, D up here, and E down here. That's what you get. I will zoom in and you will see it a little closer. And now we have having a thrust out of the triangle higher. And that will be wave D. And once that wave D is done, you get an E wave down. So here you go down. And that will finish your waveform. So now let me zoom a little in and we take a look at smaller time frame. I will try the 4-hour chart and see what it gives me. See if we can work with the 4-hour chart. Well, I think it's not too bad. Here you have the internal triangle. So the internal triangle I just talked about, let's talk about it again. It's not a big triangle, but the internal triangle that I have shown you on higher time frames. So here down here, wave A. Let me do that again, it looks too messy. So here you have a wave A. Then you get a wave B top here, 3 waves in its wave C, which is here you have the wave C of the triangle, and there are 3 waves in it, A, B, and C. C wave subdivides into 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have one more triangle, as it's not, if it's not enough complicated, you have one more triangle for its wave. Now let me, I'm doing it differently. I've labeled it not in the most best manner. So let me do that again with you live so you can learn something. So actually, I think it's better, instead of putting wave 4 here, it's much better to put wave 4 here. Let me just it's much better, much better to put wave 4 here. That's because I've changed and relabeled it. The triangle was there already before, and I did not pay enough intention in relabeling it. So you have wave 3 down here and wave 4 up there. And like this, it's the best wave count I can find right now. Here you put a wave 4 and down there a wave 5. And there are 5 waves in wave 3. There should be 5. 1, 2, let's say 3, 4. That's a 4, and down here a 5. So you have 3 waves in 5 waves in wave 3. Then you get a triangle for wave 4 and a thrust down in wave 5. So that's the best labeling I can have for that. And that's only 3 waves, since you have 3 waves in it. Huh? And A, B, and C. That's 3 waves for, and that's for its C wave. 3 waves for its C wave. And then you get the D wave of the triangle, also composed of 3 waves, A, B, C. Let's see if I've got that one right. Here you have an A wave, a B wave, and 5 waves with ending diagonal for wave C. So that's fine. Then you get a B wave. Here you don't see, but it has also 3 waves in it, of course. And then you get an A, B, C wave up for wave D, for wave C of D. That looks fine. Of course, the 5 waves in the C wave aren't showing up very nicely, but I give it a pass. What can you do? It's a very complicated pattern, a very complicated pattern. Now let's zoom in even more. From the 4-hour chart, I will switch to the 1-hour chart and see if that allows me to talk about the last move. Okay, and that will do. So up here, we have the D wave. And down here, we have the E wave that finished the small triangle we are talking about. I even need to zoom out a little more, and I will. This ends a B wave, and let me zoom out a little more. It does not make a lot of sense if I don't zoom out and show you everything. Actually, it's the same. Just gets me a little confused when I go down to that time period. Well, anyways, it makes sense when I zoom out. It makes not so much sense for me when I look at it at this time frame, but it must be correct since it is correct on the 4-hour chart. Let me just zoom back to the 4-hour chart. Yes, so on the 4-hour chart, we have it's very confusing to me because there are so much triangles that I don't know what triangle I'm talking about in the end. So up here we have the D wave. Okay, maybe it didn't show up on the 1-hour chart. So up here we have the D wave. And down here we have the E wave. And now let's see if that shows up of the bigger triangle. Now let's see if that shows up on the 1-hour chart. Yes, it does. I don't want that. Just want to take that off. Zoom a little in or a little out. Okay, so of the big triangle, we still have the D wave up there. Of the internal triangle, and the biggest triangle, that's what gets me confused. So you have the D wave of the smaller triangle here, and it probably will get you confused too. And you have a D wave of a bigger triangle here, and that's what's so confusing. And from that D wave, you get an E wave down, and then a thrust up for its D wave. Okay, and we are right now accomplishing that thrust. I think like showing it like this to you should make sense. And from the D wave top, we go down for the E wave, and the E wave is composed of a zigzag, A, B, C. That's a pass for a zigzag, and that will finish wave B. And then you get a C wave up here. And the C wave is composed of 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, I just want to show you the, again, because to me, if I look only on the smaller time frame, it does not make that much sense. But here we have a wave B, and here we have a wave C. And I want to see if it makes that much sense to have a wave B down there and a wave C. Maybe I did a mistake. Huh? So I'm going over what I did myself and try to find out if there is a mistake or if it's fine. Yes, so I want to see where the A wave is. Or if I somehow did mess it up. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe there should not be an ABC. Maybe that's from the last count. I think there should not be an ABC. I don't know where the A wave is. The A wave is here. Okay, yes, it makes sense. So you have the A wave top here. It's a very complicated pattern. Even for me, even if I labeled it and went through it, it gets me confused. So you have an A wave here, then you have a B wave here, and the B wave is composed of a triangle, an A, an internal triangle, B, C, D, and E. And then when the B wave is over, there's still a C wave to accomplish, and that will finish wave D. And if I even zoom out a little more, we can see from the bottom here of wave C, from the bottom of wave C, okay, I'm drawing very badly, but you get the idea. Here you have wave C, you have the first A wave up, which is composed of 5 waves. Okay, so it makes sense, but it's very complicated and you have to switch between a lot of time frames to get through it. It's a very, very, very complicated pattern for the correction. But it all makes sense. And if I zoom out, we can talk about, so the reason why I did the relabeling and did go for a triangle inside of a triangle is because we went higher than 1,854.20. So we went higher than that top. And that made, and I had no choice but to find a labeling that would fit to the charts. And that's what I did. Now we can talk about the targets of wave 5 from wave 4 bottom here. So if I zoom out again, let's take the 4-hour chart. Let me switch to the 4-hour chart. Come on. So now I'm going to talk about what the top should be for wave 5 of C, which will end wave D. So I'll try to explain that to you. So here we have the top of wave D, of 5, of C. And where is that likely to happen? So it is likely to go above that wave C. So it's likely to go above that level, and it already did. And it also could go above the, I need to zoom out even more to show you. If I can, it's very complicated because I have to switch on so much time frames, and it's hard to show you everything I want to show you. And my tools don't respond when I ask them to respond, which is annoying. Now maybe they will. Yeah, that will do. So we cannot go above that high, the wave B top. So 1919.12, we should not exceed that in the wave 5 of D. We should not exceed that high, but it's probable that we will exceed that wave B top. It's not a must, but it's probable. So between here and 1919.20 should be the top. And once the top is reached, we will go down for its final wave E of wave 4. It is in that wave B could be exceeded. Top could be exceeded. I haven't put a line on it, but it could be exceeded. It normally should be exceeded because it's an internal wave. And since you get from up here, here we don't see it, but there's an A somewhere here down here. There's let me zoom out even more so you can follow what I mean. Yes, since my idea is the following. Here we have a wave B. Here we have a wave C. Here we will get a wave D. And here we will get a wave E. So it is probable that the D wave top is above the tops internal to the waves. So it's probable that the D wave, which is composed of 3 waves and A, B, C, goes higher than the top of the internal B wave. So it goes higher than this top. It is probable. I don't know if you follow it, but it's probable that it goes above and then goes down. Now, it's not a certainty because it could turn from here and it still would be a wave 5. It would not just go as high as expected. But it's probable that we go higher than the peak that we made inside of the correction, inside of the B wave. Here you have the B wave. So it's probable that we go higher than the peak inside of the B wave and only then go lower. So if you want, I can put you a line there. And we can talk about the target area that is probable. If I manage to get a top without zooming in, it's making my life a little hard because he doesn't want to find the top. Here. So now I have the top. So what is probable is that we go between that the wave 5 will top. It's not a must, but it's probable that the wave 5 will top between this level and this level. So it's probable that it will top between 1875.50 and 1919.20. It's probable that wave 5 will top in between that somewhere, let's say maybe here, and then it goes down for its E wave. And that will finish the correction, wave 4 correction. So that's what I see right now. It's a very complicated pattern. If you could follow my instruction and understand what I'm talking about, well done. If not, keep watching my videos, become a member of my private channel and learn more about Elliott wave. That's what I want to tell you for today. I'm just going to save because I made some changes. So I'm going to save that and I'll stop sharing. Now, that being said, as always, have a second way of communicating with me. You never know when it will be useful. I have friends who I know from university. We studied together and they didn't want to hear anything about cryptos or about market investing. They didn't want to hear anything about them. I've seen them, I haven't seen them for 12 months. I meet them again and they show me their smartphone and tell me, look, I bought Bitcoin and crypto. So I bought Bitcoin and Litecoin. So I have a friend who told me that, and I haven't seen him for around 12 months. So things change. You might not be interested in being a private client of mine now, of receiving live Elliott Wave updates on Bitcoin more than 3 times, at least 3 times a day, on gold one time a day, and on stocks one time a day. You might not be interested today, but things change. Tomorrow you are a different person, or you can be a different person, and you can start to invest and you can start to trade if that's what you want to do. And if you need help by doing that, I also am willing to give coaching. So we can talk about coaching. My fees are quite high. So if you check on my website, I ask 250 USD for 1 hour. That's what I think 1 hour of my time is worth for somebody who is investing, for somebody who is serious, and somebody who is willing to put tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, million in the market. I think that he should at least pay my fee of 250 USD a month for somebody. But I don't have too much demand right now, so I'm willing for my private clients to give them a huge discount. If they only take one lesson, I give them a huge discount for one lesson, for one intervention, for one coaching lesson. And if they take an abonnement, if they take a subscription fee of for, let's say, 4 times or 5 times or 6 times during the current year, if they want 4 interventions this year, I will even give them a bigger discount. So if you ask me, I'll tell you how much you get by being a private client of mine. The condition is that you are a private client of mine. Then I will give you a discount if you need help. So let me know, and I can help you with coaching. And if you don't need help with coaching, at least you should be, if you're an investor or a trader and you invest in the markets, you should be a private client of mine. It's a great service you get for a very competitive price right now. In the future, it might be more, but right now that's the price I'm offering it for. We'll see how much, if I increase in 6 months or 1 year, my fees, you will see. But right now it is extremely low, 20 USD a month. Also, you can take 1 month or 12 months in advance. And if you want to be sure that you don't pay more than 20 USD a month, then take 12 months, since I will not increase the price for the members who already paid. I will only increase for new members. Okay, that's it said. And as I told you, if you are not interested in being a private client of mine, I totally understand trading and investing is not for everybody. At least become a member of my free Telegram group. It costs you nothing, and you have a second way of communicating with me, and you never know when that will be useful. That being said, I want to wish you all a good day trading, but I know you don't all trade. And anyway, it's the weekend. So unless you trade cryptos, you won't be trading this weekend. So I just will close out by wishing you a nice weekend. Enjoy it. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow for one intervention on stocks, because I already labeled it. I work less on the weekend, but maybe I feel like I'm up to keep working. So maybe I'll do one YouTube video on stocks to talk about how the stocks look right now and what we should expect next week for the US stock market. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow on Sunday. I'll see about that. And if not, I will certainly do more videos next week. So see you soon. Bye-bye. And I've not shown you, but of course, please like and leave a comment. It's always appreciated, especially when they're kind. Bye-bye.